الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين نبينا محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Respected viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon you all. Alhamdulillah, welcome to our brand new program where we will be discussing and taking lessons and moral and ethics from the lives and contribution of many scholars from the past generations. These scholars are the pioneers of Islam. They were the mentors, they were true leaders. Their contribution is known to everyone, inshallah ta'ala. But what can we learn from their contributions? They lived in a very difficult time. They didn't have much papers, yet their works are recorded on papers. They didn't have many pens because of destitution and poverty. They went through various difficult circumstances. Okay, despite all the difficult circumstances, mashallah, Allah Azza wa Jal has accepted them, and because of that, today, 1,000 years later or 1,400 years later, today we talk about them and we are learning many lessons from their contributions. This is the reason why we want to talk about them, inshallah ta'ala. We will begin with the lives of the four Imams, Al-A'immatul Arba'ah, the four Imams. Everyone knows the names of the four Imams. But what can we learn from those four Imams, inshallah? Obviously, we can't go into every single detail, but much as we can, inshallah ta'ala. ما لا يدرك كله لا يترك كله. That what cannot be attained entirely, it cannot be left also entirely. We have to also take the list as well. So inshallah ta'ala, we will also talk about the lives of the four Imams. So begin with Imam al-A'zam. He is known Al-Imam Abu Hanifa. We're going to move on to Al-Imam Malik, then Al-Imam Al-Shafi'i, then Al-Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahimahumullah ta'ala. We will talk about all those four Imams. Then we're going to move on to the Hadith scholars. And they were known for the Hadith, contribution for the Hadith, but also many other lessons that we could learn from their biographies, inshallah ta'ala. They are also known as the scholars of Sihah as-Sitt. They are very popular. This is why we're going to talk about them. Al-Imam al-Bukhari, Al-Imam Muslim, Al-Imam Abu Dawud, Al-Imam al-Nasa'i, Al-Imam al-Tirmidhi, and also Al-Imam Ibn Majah, rahimahumullah ta'ala. Also, we have other scholars as well, inshallah ta'ala. Their contributions were immense as well. We are not picking and choosing just few scholars here. There are reasons we are choosing the scholars. It does not mean that the one that I'm not going to mention, they have no virtues. Hasha lillah, that is not what it is. For specific reason, I am going to talk about the scholars. Otherwise, I wish that we have a program where we talk about all the scholars of the past. Anyway, we're going to talk about, inshallah ta'ala, Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah ta'ala. We're going to talk about Hujjatul Islam, Al-Imam al-Ghazali, rahimahullah ta'ala. Also, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to talk about Musnidul Hind, Shah Waliullah ad-Dahlawi, rahimahullah ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on all the scholars, the one that I've mentioned and the one that I haven't mentioned, because Allahu Akbar, their contribution, like I said, their efforts, their work, it did not go in vain, because as I said to you, they lived long time ago, but yet today, people, this is called, the people have progressed so much, technology has advanced as well. Okay, people say that we are living in a very different time now. They lived in the past, but we still have to study their ideologies, their efforts, their jurisprudence, and sometimes we look at it now and we see, subhanallah, they were amazing, they were thinkers, they were brilliant people, they were, like I said, leaders, true leaders, they were the pioneers. This is the reason why, inshallah ta'ala, we will talk about their lives. Respected viewers, the most important thing here I would like to mention in this introduction is very important to know that these scholars, they did not introduce something new. They were just highlighting the teaching of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were not innovators. They were not mubtadi'un. They did not bring something from their own pockets. They did not introduce something from their own ideologies. It's the same. They were interpreting. They were explaining to us that what is already explained to us in the Quran, and in the Sunnah. It exists already there. That's why Imam al-Shafi'i says something very important. He says that everything the Sunnah tells us is actually, the Sunnah is a translation, is an interpretation, is a ta'wil, is an explanation of Quran. Okay, so the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Quran was revealed to him. Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الذِّكْرِ, and we have revealed to you, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Quran, al-dhikr. وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ, and وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكَ الذِّكْرِ, and we have revealed the Quran to you, O Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ, so that you could clarify to the people what has revealed to them. So the Prophet ﷺ clarified to us. So everything that he had clarified to us, he has explained to us, is actually, you could say, interpretation of the Quran. So the Imam Shafi saying that, Imam Shafi saying, rahimahullah ta'ala, the Sunnah is a interpretation of the Quran, and Al-A'immatul Arba'a, the Imams and the scholars of Hadith and etc., whatever they have explained, they are actually explaining the Sunnah. Okay, so their explanation is actually the explanation of the Sunnah. The Sunnah explained the Quran. Okay, the Quran is explained by the Sunnah, and the Sunnah is explained by the Al-A'imma. So that's why they are not innovators in that meaning that they brought something that has no precedent has in our Sharia. No, hasha lillah, that is not something they have done. Some might say that, subhanallah, our religion is complete. Is there a need for this kind of scholars to explain something to us? Because the Quran says, Allah Azza wa Jalla, there's a verse in the very beautiful verse of the Quran, obviously, Al-Yawma akmaltu lakum dinakum. Today I have perfected your religion. Al-Yawma akmaltu. Today I have perfected for you your religion, dinakum. Wa atmamtu alaykum ni'mati. And I have completed my favors upon you. Wa raditu lakum al-Islam dina. And I have chosen for you Islam as a religion. So alhamdulillah, the religion is complete. A Jewish man, he came to Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. And you know what he said to him? He said, Amirul Mu'mineen. Look at the beautiful way of addressing the Jews and the Christians at the time of the Sahaba. They used to speak to the Muslims in this manner, and the Muslims used to speak to them in this manner as well. This is something that we need to understand. Speak to the human being the way they deserve to be spoken at. So he comes to Umar ibn al-Khattab and he says to him, Amirul Mu'mineen, or Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, oh leaders of the believers. Ayatun fi kitabillah. There is a verse in the book of Allah. What's really amazing here is that the Jews, they used to also study the book of Allah. Okay, he said that he read Ayatun fi kitabillah law nazalat alayna ma'ashara al-yahud lattakhadnaha 'ida. If this verse were revealed to us, the Jews, we would make that day the day of celebration. Umar ibn Khattab said, Ayyu ayah, which verse you're talking about? What's really important here to understand is that some people, they think that they have more knowledge of Quran and Sunnah than our pious predecessors. So Umar ibn Khattab said, are you going to teach me about a verse? I used to be always with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he said, Ayyu ayah, which verse are you talking about? He said, قوله تعالى اليوم أكملت لكم, which I've just recited and translated for you. He said, Umar smiled and he said, والله إني أعرف أين نزلت ومتى نزلت لقد نزلت على رسول الله وهو بعرفة يوم الجمعة. He says that you telling me about this verse, I'm telling you I exactly know when the verse was revealed, where it was revealed, and what location the verse was revealed. Should I tell you? The verse was revealed, it was the day of Arafah when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was Arafah. It was after Asr prayer, and it was basically towards the end, and the day was Friday. Because when the Prophet of Allah done Hajj sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the only one Hajj he done of Hajj of Islam after Islam is the one Hajj that he done. It was the Arafah day was Friday. So the Prophet, what Umar ibn Khattab is saying, that we have already made this day into a day of celebration, because Arafah is a celebration day for the Hujjaj, because Al-Hajj Arafah, Hajj is Arafah, and towards the end of the time, the Arafah day comes to an end, Hajj has completed now. And then it's a Friday, and Friday is a day of celebration for all the believers. It's Yawmul Jum'ah. So what Umar ibn Khattab radiyallahu ta'ala anhu is saying here is that it is a day of celebration. We have already, unless you mean celebration by drinking and gambling and intermingling in an inappropriate way, that is something not we Muslims have been told to do. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to make here, the religion of Allah Azza wa Jal is completed, but there is no other prophets to come after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There is no other book to be revealed after the Quran, which has revealed, which will be the everlasting book, and it is the final testament of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. However, the understanding of the people of the Quran and Sunnah will change, and this is why Allah has created scholars. They will continue to come to us, they will explain to us the best possible manner, so that we are not misguided, so that we understand the Quran and Sunnah the way our pious predecessors have understood, the way the Sahaba, the student of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, have understood. This is the contribution of the scholars, subhanallah, that centuries after centuries, subhanallah, we are studying their works and efforts, because Islam is a beautiful religion. It's not a religion only for one time zone, it is forever. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will continue to create scholars, thinkers, and amazing talented ulama who will explain to us everything that we need to do. This is why, inshallah ta'ala, respected viewers, we will, inshallah ta'ala, after the break, we will be making few more other important points why there is a need for us to study the lives and biography of the scholars. So don't go anywhere, inshallah ta'ala. Straight after the break, we will go to those points. Jazakumullah khairan. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.